We've seen on a previous tutorial how to have an item or an object on your island give instructions to an avatar on how to do something, how to interact with your educational content, let's say. But I want to show you here a simple way to create a more game-like or fun experience for giving instructions. So it's just an idea, it's not something that you have to do, but you might like to try it out. So what we're going to create is an orb, if you like, a magical orb that follows the avatar around and is always there to prompt the avatar for help, really, to be asked a question. So it's a kind of a wise old magical orb. So we'll just draw a sphere here to represent the orb, and we'll make it kind of head height. We'll change the texture then to make it look, as I say, a bit more magical like. And we'll give it a kind of a high shininess and a brightness to make it look, just a bit more kind of mysterious or mystical. So when you zoom in there, you can see that it has this kind of a weird brightness to it. Okay, so that's our object. Now we need to do the script that follows the avatar around. So this is obviously something that's going to be happening the whole time. So the way that this script gets invoked is it needs to be running always checking to see how far away it is from the avatar if it wants to follow it around. So it's forever is the first part. Then we need to do something to orient the orb, and that is to point towards the avatar. So we could say point towards the owner or point towards the nearest avatar. Depending on how you're going to present these instructions, it might be useful to point towards the nearest avatar so that different students could interact with it at different times by coming up to the orb, and if you like, taking control of it. It starts pointing towards them and moving after them once they get closer to it. So point towards the nearest avatar is the next part of it. Now I want, after pointing towards the avatar, I want to move towards the avatar. So it's being oriented to move in their direction, but now we have to decide how do we actually move. So let's say the orb was 10 meters away from the avatar, and I want it always to be within 2 meters. So in that case, you want to move actually 8 meters. I don't want it right on the avatar, which would be 0 meters away from the avatar, literally stuck to its body. I want it always to be 2 meters behind it or beside it. So that would be 10 minus 8 to get from wherever it is, let's say from 10 meters away to within 2 meters. So what we need to do is something similar, to calculate something similar every time. We know we're going to have to use this minus operation. So we're going to be saying something like move a certain distance, and that distance is the distance to the nearest avatar. So in other words, if it's 10 meters away, move 10 meters, but not the full 10 meters. We want to move less than the full 10 meters. So it's always 2 meters away from the avatar. Now we can simply drop that in there and add that to the program. And that's our script there then. We're saying forever, keep checking to see where the avatar is and point towards the avatar, and then move to within 2 meters of the avatar, distance minus 2. Okay, so copy that script, and now we can go in here and edit the content tab, create a new script. I'm going to call this script follow, because you're going to be adding more scripts here afterwards. And now I can open it, paste in my code, and let's see if that works. So here I can just start walking around. I think you can see already that this orb is starting to follow me. But if I turn around and face it, it becomes more obvious. I'm going to walk backwards now. And you can see that this orb is just following me. Even if I twist and turn, it stays within 2 meters of me. So, I mean, you can fine-tune that really to what you think works right. You might, if you consider that it popping into your point of view the whole time there is a bit annoying, make it 3 meters back or 4 meters, whatever keeps it out of your point of view. But you'll always know as an avatar that it's there. You can turn around and you can ask a question. And the way you do that is you'd point at it. Now I don't have the script in there to react to it being pointed, but we have seen before how you can make an object give the avatar a note card. So you could add that script that when I click on it, it gives a note card. Now that note card could be, could contain the instructions for everything, for all the interactions on this island with all the different learning content, or it could be context sensitive. It could change according to where I am. It knows if I'm over here, this particular part of the island, that I'm interacting with some particular piece, then it knows to give me the instructions for that. So you'd make it aware of where it is, and we've seen before how we can do that. So I'm not going to create that script for you, but you can refer to previous tutorials and you should see how to make that happen. If not, just get in contact. I'll be glad to show you how to do that, and hopefully you'll find this a useful way to add a kind of a more game-like experience to delivering instructions to the students.